Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Trevor Plays here, back again with some more live reactions to a One Piece chapter 1066, The Will of Ohara. So, it seems that here we are once again learning some more stuff. Thank you, Oda. This is going to be great. So, still continuing, uh, Germa 66 on Emotionless Excursion, Volume 23. Germa returns with added bonus. Okay. Oh, yeah, the bonus is Caesar. Yeah, okay. So they have returned to the base. Here we go. What is that supposed to mean? That long in the past, there used to be a futuristic city just like this one? Only in theory, as far as I know. There was once a man who gave his life for archaeology and brought that kingdom's existence to life. And that timeline matches up with the period in which a certain machine discovered elsewhere was originally produced. Would that machine happen to have been made during the Void Century? How much do you know exactly? Robin, you know about this? I realize this may be painful for you to remember. Your hometown of Ohara was leveled by the Navy's Buster Cole 22 years ago, after all. I suspect this was because Ohara had discovered the existence of that particular kingdom. The Void Century, as it is called, is the history of a war between this extremely advanced civilization of the past and a group of 12 kingdoms. 20 kingdoms. The 20 kingdoms won the war and later developed the world government, creating the world that we know today. And in order to ensure that the ideals of that ancient kingdom could not be passed down, they erased all traces of it from history. What? How could that be? Huh? What? Is that really true? Whoa, talk about a tale packed with romance and mystery. Okay, Frankie. Hang on a second, Vegapunk. Doesn't that mean that everyone who's learned about this will be eliminated? Yes. Then why are you telling us that? I heard him. I heard him say it. Forget all of it, Usopp. You don't know anything. You didn't hear anything. I told you it's only a theory. And he's banging. Usopp's banging his head on the ground. But Nico Robin, if Ohara was indeed wiped out over this theory, wouldn't that mean that the government has essentially admitted that it is true? In what capacity are you speaking here? The scholars of Ohara had to perform painstaking research on precious ancient texts to arrive at that theory. With your status, can you learn the truth straight from the government? No. Whether affiliated with the government or not, the result would be the same. Even I would be eliminated for speaking about it. I don't want to hear it then. This is torture. Just let us go. In that case, how did you learn about the ancient kingdom? All the texts, the library that Ohara compiled, it's all. The will of Ohara still lives. The events of that day shocked the world. The island of scholars, Ohara, the most knowledgeable place in the world, destroyed in the course of a single night, with only one little girl left alive. For the crime of being a fantastical sect of scholars, seeking to overturn the world government itself. I see Robin's about to start crying a little bit. Several months after that happened, I took a trip to the charred remains of Ohara. I'd known the great archaeologist Dr. Clover in life, and thought it appropriate to pay my respect to his loss. You knew Professor Clover? He was an adventurer who obsessed over the Void Century and traveled the world in search of rare texts. Clover was arrested by the Navy and broke out of prison 10 whole times. It made him the most famous archaeologist in the world. Eventually, other scholars were drawn to him and his quest, and Ohara became a sacred land for archaeology. Their brilliance was the cause of their tragedy. I set foot on Ohara, where even the tree of knowledge had been burned to the ground, and what I saw stunned me. The lake in the center of the island was full of a massive collection of books and papers of all kinds. What is this? I suspect that as the Buster Call burned down the island around them, the scholars of Ohara made their last stand and died protecting the fortune they wished to leave behind for the future. Ignorant soldiers would not have the ability to recognize the value of what they were seeing. Ohara won. When I saw and understood what had happened, it left me helpless to stop the tears from coming. Please, take care of Robin. Make sure she escapes from the island. I still have things to do here. Mother, I don't want you to leave. I'll stay here with you. Save the books. Throw them out the window. Robin, history is humanity's greatest asset. We cannot give up on the future of the world. And then, Mother, be proud, Robin. Your mother is noble. O'Hara fought against the world. And we see Robin's remembering it, and she's crying now. Hey, what's the big idea making Robin cry, stupid helmet? You're gonna get it, Vegapunk, as soon as you release my shoes. Vegapunk. As you suspected, O'Hara uncovered the existence of the ancient kingdom. I see. And it is the truth. Where are the books from the lake now? I wanted to take them back to Punk Hazard with me, but if my superiors had heard about it, all would have been lost. The truth is, I encountered quite a combination of people that day. O'Hara, West Blue, 22 years ago, months after the Buster Call incident. Hmm, who's here at these ruins? Giants? Alright, lift it up. What are giants doing here? And what do I do now? Do they understand the values of these books? It's been a while, Dr. Vegapunk. Not that I had to guess it was you, thanks to that head of yours. Is that Dragon? What are you doing here? I'd ask the same of you, Vegapunk. Somehow your head has grown even larger. I knew old Clover as it happens. Ah, you two. Well, he had a way of trotting around the globe, didn't he? The idea that he would try to destroy the world. A bad joke of a cover up. Monkey D. Dragon. Captain. Freedom Fighters. Age 33. Dr. Vegapunk. Director. Punk Hazard Lab. Age 43. With a giant head. Jesus. Okay. Are you curious about those giants, too? They're not thieves. I already looked into it. They've come from Elbath. It seems. And they know what those books down there are worth. Their captain was a strange man, all covered in bandages. He said, O'Hara gave their lives to save this asset of humanity. We can't let it be erased from history. It's a good thing that your world government didn't figure it out and come back to destroy the books that remained. Now, just a moment. I'm not. It made me sick to hear the news that you're a government lapdog now, when you were too good to accept our offer to join the freedom fighters. Don't be stupid. What would my intellect and expertise achieve within an impoverished military force like yours? Yes, yes, I know. You are always honest to a fault. The world government is a massive organization, and within the Navy in particular, there are many reasonable people to be found. Don't lose sight on the goal, Dragon. I know, but I'll admit, this one really shook me. For the crime of speaking their mind to the cruel, unfair force that is the law, a group of powerless academics was obliterated by extreme violence. But I will create a military force that can actually fight back. You will, despite your hatred of war? Just watch, Vegapunk. I'll change the world. I'll see to it that Clover's death and Ohara's will don't go to waste. Before that year had ended, he joined with Emperor Ivankov and Bartholomew Kuma to create the revolutionary army that now shakes the world to its core. I didn't realize Luffy's dad was so passionate. Did I hear you mention Elbath? Dragon and Professor Clover had a connection too? My brain is overflowing, man. Why did Kuma help us? Why did you make him a cyborg, Vegapunk? Eva was a founding member of the revolutionary? It's true that we must not allow the government to discover that Ohara's library still lives. So out of personal interest, I traveled to Elbath in secret and read all the books they rescued. In other words, all the world's mysteries that Ohara deciphered are right here in my brain, where I have carried on the great work of researching them. That giant captain, his name was Saul, wasn't it? He is currently in hiding. I could not tell you more, whoever he might be. Now it's tears of joy from Robin. Thank you, Dr. Vegapunk, for ensuring that O'Hara's battle wasn't in vain. I am simply engaged in all areas of study. It is the nature of a scholar. And then wobble. Whoa! Ah, the shoes are moving on their own. I cannot release you, but you may come with me. I have something to show you. Scrap heap, uh, Febrophase, egghead, Fabrophase. I don't know. Hey, Chopper, there's no place to ride it inside it. Oh, it must be that kind that goes on its own. Then how about go, go, robot? What's the command? No, I bet we have to call it the name first. Go, Robonosuke. Go, Robo King. You guys are such dumb little kids. That's not going to. Ah, the robot exploded. Help! I reconcile. Help! I failed again. Blast it! Someone, anyone, help! Did space did time space get twisted somehow while I was warping? What's with this guy? He looked like Kinemon. Hang on, I'll save you. I'm sinking. Thanks. Wait, that's. Thank you. You're Dragon's son, aren't you? I knew you were here. Thank you for coming. And you, Bonnie, how much you've grown. Huh? What, he's floating? It's so good to see you flourishing. Vegapunk, I see you're wearing them too. Look, the Dom boots have a hover function. Huh? Just push the button on the side. Grab the lever and push it down. Like this? That's it. Whoa! We shot up too high. And then whoa! And then, boom, we get to see Dr. Vegapunk, the smartest man in the world, SSG, Navy's Special Science Group leader. To be continued. And we get to see Dr. Vegapunk proper, the actual Dr. Vegapunk that has not split his thing. But it's kind of okay. I like it because we kind of see him as like an Albert Einstein kind of character, and he has a apple like top to his head that's kind of sticking out. So I wonder how this works. Because he split up his brain into six different other Vegapunks, plus him himself. So that's something. Um, but yeah, this was a really good chapter. Really good chapter. Love seeing the history and the flashbacks again. This was great. Um, so yeah, more stuff for Robin. Um, Learning that Ohara did not get destroyed in vain. All of them throwing the books out was good, and somehow Saul survived. So okay, there we go. And then of course we have more connections between Dragon, Vegapunk, um, and then Dragon and Kuma, and stuff like that. Or not Dragon and Kuma, Vegapunk and Kuma, um, and then Vegapunk and Dragon having connections to Clover. So yeah, oh my god, so much information already. But I think this was a good, this was a good start to getting all this information. So um now that we know Vegapunk uh knows pretty much everything, it's a lot easier to uh describe stuff and tell Robin. And yeah, of course, that, oh yeah, once the world government knows that the Straw Hats know, oh, the Straw Hats are going to be eliminated now. Um I mean, that's just the story. They're trying to eliminate the Straw Hats anyway. Um but yeah. And then yeah, the fact that Saul is alive, and Robin is now crying happy tears. Um and all that. And then yeah, so apparently, yeah. So there's more functions to the Dom shoes. Um Vegapunk is now like, well, I can't release you yet, but you could still come with me. So yeah, now they have like a sliding feature. Um and then Vegapunk proper tells them, "Oh, hey, the Dom shoes have a floating a hovering system," and just like, "Oh yeah, do this." Boop. So technically, turns out the Straw Hats can do that too, but they don't know about it yet. So that's cool. And then yeah, I really like the interactions with Vegapunk and Luffy so far. It's like, oh hey, you're Dragon Son, aren't you? I knew you'd be here. Um, so that's cool. Um, and then of course like talking to Bonnie too. So yeah, there is still some history we need to know about between Bonnie and Vegapunk. So I'm sure that's coming up very soon as well. Um, but yeah, this is fun. This was a good chapter. I really liked it. Hopefully you guys did as well. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. Leave some comments down below on what you guys thought. What do you think about Vegapunk and the sixth Vegapunks? Um, what with all this information, where do you think the story's going now? I honestly don't know. I think that we're just, because we're at this time where Dr. Vegapunk has finally been revealed, that all of our lore dump and history and Void Century and all this other stuff, all of that is going to be revealed now at Egghead Island before moving on to Elbath, I'm pretty sure. Now, because that Oda has name dropped Elbath, that means we're going to Elbath pretty soon. So, uh, so that means that Elbath um, uh, will be the next island um, after Egghead. So can't wait to see what's going on with the Giants and Robin's now reunion with Saul. So yeah, that'll be fun. Um, and possibly more connections to um maybe um I would say with Dragon. Maybe, possibly. I don't think so. But if Hyrudine is there, if Hyrudine and his giant crew are back at Elbath and not venturing off anymore, they have come back, then that's good to introduce Luffy and everybody to the rest of the giants because that way there should be no harm, no fighting, hopefully, between the giants and the Straw Hats. But I don't think that that's going to happen regardless because there are other giants there at Elbath who have seen the Straw Hats. Um, like, what? Oimo and Kashi and, the other two. Uh, oh god, I forgot what their names are. Oh my god. And I don't even know how I remembered Oimo and Kashi. Um, but, the other two giants that we saw on, oh crap! This is going to um annoy me. One Piece Giants. Um, Dory and Bragi. Oh my god! How can I remember Oimo and Kashi, but not Dory and Bragi? Bruh. Okay. Okay. Um. Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 Okay. Yeah. Um. So yeah, hopefully we'll see Dory, Bragi, Oimo Okashi, and Hyrudine and his new giant pirates crew. Um, hopefully, I would really like them to be introduced to the Straw Hats, so Luffy can now see part of his Grand Fleet again. Um, but I don't know. It just depends on how Oda wants to take it and see if he wants to reintroduce um, Hyrudine and his crew. Um, but yeah, if Dorian Bragi and Oimo and Kashi are on Elbath, then their time on Elbath will be a little bit easier. So we'll finally get some downtime arcs after Wano because Wano was so climactic and very hectic. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see where the story's going. I'm excited to learn all of this new information. It might take me a bit to finally like take everything in. Um, but just reading it firsthand, I am enjoying it. I will obviously I end up watching other YouTubers on One Piece and stuff, so I will see what they have to say, and then that way, when it comes back around to reading the next couple of chapters, I will have a little bit more information on some of this stuff and just retaking everything in. Um, but yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, hit that thumbs up button, leave your comments down below, and if you're new to my channel, please consider hitting the subscribe and notification bell, and I'll see you guys